Welcome back to NBA Center. So we got to talk more about the former Knicks and their press conference with the Minnesota Timberwolves on the day. Donte DiVincenzo, Julius Randle, along with Diop's Bate was introduced to the Minnesota Timberwolves media, and they were asked a series of questions. Obviously, we're going to cover the ones that pertain to the New York Knicks, how Donte DiVincenzo was complimentary of Coach Thibs, giving him, or let me use better terminology, empowering him to show what he could do, in the NBA, having career highs across the board. And also, Julius Randle spoke about the Knicks and, how hard it was to leave, but how it's also a breath of fresh air to land in Minnesota and what his role will be with the team. Let's check it out.
Julius, you were in New York for a long time, did a lot of great things there. Can you just kind of take us through the emotions of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that deal coming down? Were you surprised about it, and what do you think about coming here to Minnesota now?
Yeah, it was a lot of emotion. You spend a certain amount of time in a place. New York, going there 5 years ago and, having a goal in mind, to accomplish a lot of great things and, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears put into, that organization and uniform. So initially, it's always going to be a shock. But for me, afterwards, I woke up the next morning and I was just really, really excited. It was a breath of fresh air. I'm excited to bring everything that I learned here over the past 5 years and, help these guys out. My only thing here is I just want to help. I want to help Ant. I want to help Rudy, Nas, all those guys. I want to help win a championship. So that's the only thing that matters.
Jim Suhan, Star Tribune. Julius, do you think you need to change your game at all to fit in with this offense and these players? And if so, how would you think you need to change?
Well, I've played for Finch before. I played for him in New Orleans, so all you got to do is go look at the tape and you'll see.
Julius, Andrew Dukowitz with Zone Coverage. You mentioned playing for Coach Finch before. Just how excited are you, or what are your feelings on coming back and playing with Finch?
I'm extremely excited. When I left Finch in New Orleans, I wanted him in New York with me because he's just such a great coach. I've always thought he was a genius and, he's a great communicator, knows how to get the best out of his players. So I remember playing for him there, and I always felt like super prepared for the games, knowing what was going to happen, where I was going to get my shots from, what he needed from me. I just felt like he just opened up my game, and I became a really versatile player. I always say, like, playing there, and even still to this point, that was the easiest my game had ever felt, playing under Finch, just because he's just really good. I think he's just that good of a coach. So I'm excited to get out there with him. I know he's going to bring the best not only out of me, but, out of everybody. And like I said, I just want to be able to show that and help any way I can.
Is there hope that you can sign a new deal here and be here long term?
Absolutely. Just being around here and then being around the environment, Tim, Finchy, all those guys, like, that stuff is important. They've made me feel more than at home being here, just super comfortable. The energy is up, like just being in the building, the energy is up. The guys seem like everybody gets along. So at the end of the day, to the core of who I am, I'm a basketball player. And, that's what I love to do, at the end of the day. So for me, being here is super important. And you want to be somewhere where you feel wanted. And, I feel wanted here. I feel like, everybody's really embraced me. Like I said, Tim's been great. I played for Finch. I really believe in Finch. And ultimately, I do want to be here.
We're really trying to get you even last summer and before. Did you kind of register that interest previously, and what do you think about coming to a team that's clearly been kind of having you on their radar for a while?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good feeling when you know that, the team that traded for you was, a team that you were looking at last summer. I think when you look at the big picture, my mind wasn't on, what teams are interested in me when I was in New York. I was fully there. I wanted to be there. And then, as this kind of, picked up, I realized it was an opportunity. And when it became, an actual thing, my mind just completely went straight to Minnesota. And, I immediately thanked everybody for my time in New York. There's so much love there. But then once I realized that this is a, real thing and actually happening, my mind kind of transitioned to Minnesota, and I'm 100% here, and I'm super excited.
So I'm seeing a lot of fans saying these are shots by Julius Randle, saying that he wanted Chris Finch in New York. He always felt like what was required of him offensively. He knew that going into the game, and also he wants to be somewhere where he feels wanted. People were taking some offense to that. But I think as far as Chris Finch, I think, the time in New Orleans, he probably genuinely means that, probably like the way the game plan went. And I'll say this about Julius Randle, for some of that time in New Orleans, he was able to come off the bench behind AD and behind Boogie Cousins and really kind of see the game. They used him a lot as like a 6-man, but it was much less pressure. You just going out there playing and getting better. With New York, the expectation came, after his initial first season there, and he played really well. The expectation was there. And I think Thibs is a different defensive-minded coach. But me personally, I want to hear from Knicks fans, but me personally, I think Julius Randle was empowered so much offensively at times, even to a fault. So I'll say that to say I do think Thibs empowered him. I didn't like all the dribbling up the court, waving Jalen Brunson and the guards off to dribble up the court and take a three so much. But, I'll say he was empowered offensively. You know what I'm saying? He was able to do pretty much what he wanted on the offensive end of the floor. So, I don't understand it. I don't know if that's a shot or not. Donte was very complimentary of the team, and some of the things that they allowed him to do to take his career to the next level. And they landed in a good place for them. I think Cat is a good piece for the Knicks to go forward with. I think looking at Randle, though, Chris Finch, a lot of times when he played under him, ironically enough, he wasn't taking that many threes, and he was playing closer to the basket using his strength more often. Now, I think that's going to drive Knicks fans crazy if all of a sudden Julius Randle quit taking bad threes. I mean, the ones he catch and shoot that he's open, nobody's going to really be mad at, but the ones where he's going between his leg and falling out of bounds, if he stops taking those, I think Knicks fans going to be like, why couldn't you play that way with us, and get to the foul line and really use your strength. Don't bail the defense out. But yeah, man, let me know if you think Julius Randle was taking shots or you think he was genuinely saying how he felt in this press conference. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time.